When Deanne had her 8th birthday party at Farrell's, even the Beasley Brothers had fun.
Popping up all over the country.
I'm Peterson.
And Glorious 2,
The family place to buy.
Can you look up a specific title for me? I can't remember the name, but it's French, and it came out last year, and it played at Cinema 21 forever. It's really pretty. It shows all these different hills. Sir.
Look at some out-of-the-way video stores with some hard-to-find titles. For home video around town, here's Gary Crenshaw.
Let's head out to Movie Madness in Southeast on the corner of 44th and Belmont. In business less than a year, Movie Madness is becoming well known as a great place to find low-budget B films, commonly known within the industry as psychotronic films.
Now, psychotronic, a lot of people ask, what's psychotronic? Well, psychotronic deals with the B, the B-title movies, the obscure, the weird, the off-the-wall films. Films that, like, for example, I'll give you a couple examples. Eraserhead, that's psychotronic. E.T. is even considered psychotronic because it's strange, it's different.
You're drawn into the pathway of that store and the experience that Mike Clark has laid out for us.
Movie Madness is the history of cinema. All the props and costumes and memorabilia, there it is. It's all under one roof.
We have approximately close to 90,000 movies.
Horror, action, sci-fi, thriller, gay, lesbian, special interest.
What's incredible is how few movies are actually available online. Having anybody control what you watch and when you watch it is a really terrifying idea.
I want to have a little bit of everything, because that was the whole purpose of me creating Movie Madness, is that I got tired of going to 4 or 5 different video stores back in Los Angeles when I lived there. You know, if you wanted to see a foreign film, I had to go to this video store. If you wanted to see a cult film, you had to go there, you know, and et cetera, et cetera. And I said it would be great if they have all these titles underneath one roof where people could come in, and that's the only place they need to go is your place. And so my thought process was to mark down the films that were going to bring people in, people to come and browse and make it interesting, to know that I'm not just another Blockbuster or a mom and pop video store dealing with the new releases. I was dealing with everything.
Movie Madness Video and more. Movies to die for.
Remember when Planet Hollywood was in town? A long time ago? I'm sure there was one local guy that went in there, took one look at all that stuff and said, this is nothing. St. Brian has a story of Mike Clark.
Movie Madness isn't just Portland's most famous video store. Movie Madness is a state of mind. Owner Mike Clark's mind, to be exact.
But I love film. I have a real deep respect and admiration for film.
Which is why, besides Finding Neverland, here you'll find a museum of more than 70 costumes and 22 props. All bought in auctions, all featured in some of Mike Clark's favorite films. Props like a gear from Charlie Chaplin's classic Modern Times, a rubbery mugwump from the cult film Naked Lunch, and one of 2 knives that stabbed Janet Leigh in Psycho.
Okay, guys, to work on your dunking skills, we brought in the
I think so. That means that God came down from heaven and stopped the bullets?
That's right. That's exactly what it means. God came down from heaven and stopped these fucking bullets.
I think it's time for us to leave, Jules.
I'm going to see my head.
This is before they blew it up. Thank you, gentlemen. We have touched movie history-ish.
Make your report. What have you learned of Earth? Can they make any contributions to our culture?
Yes, because now they have a store called Movie Madness. In this amazing video store is a collection of more than 30,000 titles, also stocked with movie memorabilia and the largest DVD collection in the universe.
We must use Plan 9.
The raising of the bodies of the dead?
No. Plan 9 is for us to get an account at Movie Madness. Ready.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, do you work here? Do you work here or you just carry a duster in your back pocket?
Excuse me, do you work here? Or are you just a weirdo?
It's something for me.
Which was actually it's the West section.
You're dead too.
We have another unique addition to the Rose City. Portland's most unique attraction, Movie Madness, is getting its very own beer. Ex Nova released the Movie Madness cult classic Pale. And joining us now with the taste is Doug White, who's the executive director, making this whole Hollywood theater extravaganza happen. How does the beer fit in?
How lucky I am not to have to eat human flesh.
The Oregon Grinder, the most excitingly different family entertainment pizza restaurant in the world.
I come seeking justice for my daughter Angelina. The video store she went to.
They didn't have the movies I want.
My old friend. At Movie Madness, we carry thousands of your favorite movies, from classics to psychotronics, from foreign films to art house flicks and current new releases.
Thank you, Godfather.
We'll rent you a movie you can't refuse.
I just get emotional when I think about all the years that went into where I am right now and what got me here, you know. It's amazing. And now it's time for me to say goodbye.
But things weren't always like this. When Movie Madness first opened its doors, it was 890 square feet, less than a quarter of what it is today. There was a single cash register to bring customers up for one of the 2,375 VHS tapes available, and often it would be Mike Clark himself behind the counter. From there, the store went through several phases. First, Mike took over the adjoining storefront, what is now the Classics Room, which doubled the square footage of the store. Then he expanded into a garage behind the original building, which resulted in the somewhat infamous hallway leading back to the horror and cult sections, at that time commonly known as Psychotronics. And then in 2007, Mike made the final renovations, creating the store layout as we know it today. Through the years, in every phase of the store, Movie Madness has hosted many special guests. Linda Blair came to visit Movie Madness 3 times between 1997 and 2003 to meet fans and sign autographs. She also donated the signed can of Campbell's split pea soup that is on display at the store. In 1998, Margaret O'Brien made a gift of the dress she wore in 3 Wise Fools, which is on display along with a number of other personal items. In 2002, Bruce Campbell stopped by for a visit before a screening of Bubba Hotep. And PJ Soles, Nancy Allen, and Piper Laurie visited in 2014 for a Carrie event, PJ having previously donated her costume from Rock and Roll High School, which is on display at the store.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
You're here in Portland because there's going to be a very special screening of the movie, Meet Me in St. Louis,
right.
put on by our friends at Movie Madness, and you're going to be here for that as well. And that is going to be Saturday at 2 o'clock at Cinema 21. It's on 21st Avenue.
Great
And,
old theater.
I can't think of anything better
sounds
to get to watch that great movie with one of the stars. So.
Well, I understand Michael gets the best prints, you know, and that's why I always go to his store and get my videos and come up to Portland, because I love Portland. So I know the city very well, because I come to Movie Madness about once a year, so I can get some of my videos from Michael's store. And he said it's going to be Turner has a lot of different prints that they put out, but this is a pristine one. So they've told Michael he has to take extra special care of this particular Meet Me in St. Louis print, because it's the only one they have.
Now, follow me. I'm going to take you to the greatest Halloween movies of all times. Now here's one of my picks, folks. Scream, directed by Wes Craven. A great movie. The beginning scene, Drew Barrymore's making popcorn, and guess what happens to her?
Why do you want to know my name?
I want to know who I'm looking at.
Another one of my picks, Carnival of Souls. A frightening 1960 film with a surprise twist.
Be amazed at what you can accomplish. I can change the color of milk to red. Would you like a halo?
There's always somebody in a crowd that thinks that they can get away with something. I'm upstairs and I'm coming downstairs, and there's this customer showing his girlfriend around the store, and he said, "Hey Mike, where's your guns?" I said, "What?" He said, "Your guns, you know, from the Wild Bunch and the Man Who Shot Liberty Valance." He said, "I wanted to show my girlfriend. Do you have them being cleaned or something?" And I looked and they were gone, and I yelled over to my nephew who was working in the office. We went looking to see if we could find out what happened. And we had to play back the tape and everything. We found this guy with this white T-shirt coming in to the store, literally getting his hand, I don't know how he did it, but he got his hand in there and literally lifted these guns, both of them, out, put them in his, down his shirt, and rode off in the sunset on his bicycle. And we got it all on camera. I figured they were gone forever. And then about 6 months later, I get a phone call from one of, I forget who it was that was on, that was working that day, a young lady, and she said, "Hey Mike, you're not going to believe what just happened." I said, "What?" She said, "The guns are back." I said, "What?" I hurried down there. There's these two big gunny sacks. One of them had the Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, and the other one had the Wild Bunch. And I was so thrilled to death to get them both back.
As a side note, when the Hollywood took over, we did make the decision to get rid of the porn section. And while I know that abolishing the hardcore XXX stuff has come with some mixed feelings, depending on who you ask, as a long-term employee, I can say that I, for one, am glad that I don't have to walk through those saloon doors to discover any surprises at closing anymore. But on the other hand, I really do kind of miss reading some of those index card titles.
Mike Clark's Movie Madness is your alternative video store. We've been voted the best independent video store in the United States, which is no real surprise considering we have a great staff, over 26,000 movie titles, and 1,500 DVD titles. We specialize in a great selection of classic titles, foreign titles, psychotronics, rare, hard-to-find movies, independent films, art films, new releases, and much more. Mike Clark's Movie Madness also has authentic movie props and clothing on display throughout the store.
Movie Madness, video, and more. Movies to die for.
Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mike Clark over here at Movie Madness. I'm going to kill Dominic. You're talking to me.
Weekend here, we thought you might be looking for a little bit of time to escape, maybe a movie.
Maybe a movie. A lot of folks have been heading to just go out and rent a movie and stay at home. Helen Raptis, our roving redhead, is at a video store. What's going on, Helen?
Well, you guys, I'm at Movie Madness in Southeast Portland, and what I'm finding out is that lots of people are renting movies right now. With me is Mike Clark. He's the owner of Movie Madness. So I understand business is up considerably, right?
Yeah, Helen, it's been up quite a bit. Actually, starting since this tragic event, business has actually grown about 20%.
That's amazing. That's really something. So are you thinking that people are escaping?
I think a lot of it is escape. A lot of people want to come down, they want to watch movies, whether it deals with the reality of war issues or whether they want to deal with the just getting away and watching a good screwball comedy.
Right.
Yeah, just
one of the things we're finding out, though, is that people are actually looking at, well, one of the movies is Nostradamus, The Man Who Saw Tomorrow.
Right.
That's a hot seller right now.
That actually is the #1 renter right here at the store, is that film, because more people want to see it because it does deal with a lot of the predictions that he had foreseen.
When the murderer fled, his shirt caught on a tree, and this piece of cloth was torn off.
So where are you heading?
Portland.
Me too. I got a store down there, Movie Madness.
Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark.
Hey, this buggy belongs to Mike Clark, owner of Movie Madness. You bumped him off, didn't you?
No.
Sure you did. And now you're going to take his place.
She had a plan. I posed as Clark and helped her clean out his joint. It was voted best video store in Portland, and it's a museum of rare props and costumes from your favorite movies. Movie Madness, movies to die for. And I was the sack that paid the price.
If Movie Madness were to go away.
Oh, Portland without Movie Madness isn't a Portland I want to live in. I don't like it. I hate it.
That's a huge loss. It's an archive of life.
If it were gone, a lot of people would lose a part of themselves that they didn't even realize that they had, you know?
Man, this place is awesome. It's got all the Star Wars. Oh, nice. They saved this mural. This mural is still here. Wow, you guys, this place is a lot cooler than I even expected it to be. A lot has changed here as well. I love this mural, though, especially with the Stooges on there.
What made me want to have a video store is we have to go back over 30 years ago, actually over 50 years ago, because the first 20 years, we'll go back 50 years ago. For 20 years, I worked in the film industry, starting off as a film editor, mainly for Fox Studios. And then I went on and became a post-production coordinator for Warner Brothers as well as MGM Studios. It was during the late 80s that I decided, you know, I really want to reinvent myself, and I have this little dream inside of me that I want to open up a video store and give it a chance, you know, and have people that I can share with my love of movies that I can have on display. And I thought about opening it in Los Angeles, and the more I thought about it, I said, you know, I was born and raised in Portland. My family lives in Portland. I think I'm gonna create this video store of mine in Portland, Oregon. And that's where the reality set in. I moved back to Portland, took a withdrawal from the studio, and you know, from my union, I took a withdrawal. I was still on call during those first few years of Movie Madness, and I came up to Portland in November of 1990, and started putting together the store. And it took several months. I found the location, and it was just like everything that was supposed to happen came together. And it was wonderful. And it was to open up those doors back at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Friday, April 12th, 1991, was the greatest day of my life.
Can you hear it?
Yo, what? What?
That strange sound, Doctor.
You know? Because the younger generation makes the same mistakes we do. I mean.
Got what I came for. Flash! I'm almost back to where I need to be so we can watch our movies today.
Consider, if you will, the sole survivor of a global nuclear war. This particular man has only one thing on his mind.
Still here! Over 40,000 videos and 30,000 DVDs to rent! They're all mine! Oh, no!
Sometimes the best laid plans of mice and men don't go as planned. For you, dear viewers, you still have a chance to take a journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of the imagination. Your next stop, Movie Madness. Movies to die for.
Let's go back to 1991. 1991, we were in the Gulf War. The Gulf War was going on, and a lot of stuff was going on. I just finally found the location I wanted, which is where the store is now. And we were still, Steve Friedstrom, my very best friend, Steve Friedstrom, who helped me a great deal, gave me a lot of help to get going with Movie Madness and encouraged me to go with my dream and to make it happen. And his son, Justin, who was sitting in the back seat of my car, we just came back from seeing a movie, and Steve and I are firing back and forth saying, what am I going to call this store? You know, because I was getting ready to have the sign put together, and I had to have a name, and I also had to have it all registered and everything with the state. And and this was in, you know, I'm going to be opening in April, and this was in like the beginning of March. And Justin, out of the clear blue sky, Justin said, why don't you call it Movie Madness? And I looked at Steve, and Steve looked at me, and we said, hey, that sounds like a great name. Because, you know, I couldn't think of anything else. And I said, this is great. Yeah. And then right away, without missing a beat, Steve Friedstrom said, yes, Movie Madness, video, and more. And I said, wait a minute, Steve. Movie Madness video is great, but and more? What's that going to be? Because he says, Mike, I have a feeling you're going to do very well with this store, and there's going to be a lot more to bring to the city of Portland and beyond the city of Portland, to the world. And he was right. So it became Movie Madness Video and More, and that name has stuck with all of us.
And their family, Patty, Eggie, Kitty, and her fiancé Bill, and her lovely daughter Kimberly.
The Hollywood Theater is the only place on earth that can take this store and turn it into something even better than what it is today.
This is much more than just saving a video store. It's saving historical points of view. It's saving different cultures, histories. It is saving a community space for people to get together and celebrate life around the art of film.
Welcome to Movie Madness Video and More. My name is Mike Clark, and I'm the proud owner of this great store that I put together over 17 years ago in 1991. Marcia, who owns Starwares, she had called me up and she said, you know, I have the ear that was used in Blue Velvet. Would you like to purchase it? And I said, yes. At this time, I would like to talk about our authentic props and costumes that we have here at Movie Madness as part of our Museum of Movie History. These are authentic costumes and props that were used in some of your favorite movies. For example, one of our items right now I like to show you is our mugwump. This was the actual mugwump that was used in the filming of David Cronenberg's Naked Lunch. No, Jack Nicholson is not here. Folks, this is the actual wall foam that was used in the filming of Roman Polanski's Chinatown, starring Jack Nicholson, an incredible film, a must-see, right here at Movie Madness. We have Anthony Perkins' knife that was used in the shower scene of the stabbing of Janet Leigh. This is the actual knife that was used for that movie.
See the shotgun, folks? This has a real history behind it. This is the shotgun that was used by the character Pike Bishop, played by William Holden, in the climactic showdown of Sam Peckinpah's The Wild Bunch, which was filmed in 1969. I love this piece. Right here, folks, we have Tom Hanks' locket that he wore during the island segment of Castaway in 2001. It's the actual Museum of Movie History. This is something that everyone should come and see. The Maltese Falcon's here. The chair that Ingrid Bergman sat in Casablanca is here as well. Costumes by Natalie Wood and Elizabeth Taylor, just to name a few. Margaret O'Brien, Drew Barrymore, Meg Ryan, Michelle Pfeiffer, Shelley Winters, Denise Richards, they're all here as well, including Ginger Rogers, Basil Rathbone. Young Frankenstein, Peter Boyle's original Young Frankenstein costume is here. And last but not least is the actual buggy, the baby carriage that was used in Brian De Palma's masterpiece, The Untouchables.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
I've been to museums all around the world, and still nothing quite like walking through the halls of Movie Madness and being surrounded by all the packaging and all the art and all the movies and everything we love.
So nice that Portland has held on to this iconic store for everybody to enjoy. It's like a palm tree in a forest of pine trees. It stands alone, and it's Mike Clark's dream, and I love Movie Madness.
When I first went to Movie Madness, I saw the shelf with all of the Best Picture winners from the Oscars in chronological order, and it felt like a dare, like a challenge to watch all those movies in that order. In 2014, I met a woman willing to take on that challenge with me, and we did, and we're married now.
Founded in 1991, Movie Madness has over 80,000 titles, an 18-seat miniplex, and classes through Movie Madness University. They also have some of the most specific section labeling you'll ever encounter, ranging from dysfunctional families to spaghetti westerns to werewolves and ferocious fetuses. Let's showcase some of that museum. Mars Attacks Alien, Maltese Falcon, can of Campbell's split pea soup autographed by Linda Blair, Fight Club soap, Blade Runner and Ghostbusters model, and Blue Velvet disembodied ear. And speaking of which, they have an entire section dedicated to Twin Peaks. They are planning on opening for in-store browsing every Saturday, so I highly recommend checking them out. They also offer curbside pickup with an exterior drop-off box.